Live from New York City, you're watching the CW11 Morning News.
Yeah, but next we're talking about workplace violence and how each of us can spot the warning signs of a coworker who may be in trouble. Good morning. Great to see you and have you here on a Wednesday morning. I'm Kirsten Cole.
And I'm Sukanya Krishnan. The Washington Navy Yard gunman Aaron Alexis, allegedly suffered from various psychiatric issues.
Yeah, so why were those red flags left unworked with? Why didn't anybody pay attention to them?
Sure.
Carolyn Wolf, mental health and workplace violence expert, joins us now for this discussion. It wasn't that the red flags weren't there, because we're hearing the police had been called. There were, notes in his file within the Navy, but yet they kept giving him a pass. And why does that continue to happen? Why do managers keep giving a pass to people who have issues?
It's not so much giving a pass as everybody works in their own silos. People work in their own departments, their own jobs. There's not a lot of communication or sharing of information, and I think that needs to stop.
We've seen workplace violence, we've seen, of course, school violence, and it seems like the issue whenever something like this happens, it goes right to gun control. But you're saying that the focus needs to be getting people the help that they need.
Oh, absolutely. I'm in agreement that we need gun control, but that's really not the issue. The issue is treatment for people who have mental health issues. We need funding, excuse me, we need programs. We need insight. We need people to instruct others on what to look for and then how to follow up.
His own family had cut off contact with him for about 5 years. They hadn't been speaking to him. The police in various states knew that there were problems, and they even contacted the Navy. I can't imagine as a manager you want to call somebody into your office and say, hey, it looks like you may be off your antipsychotic medication. Let's see if we can get you help. Is it that we need a process? And workplaces need to wake up to that reality?
Yeah, we need a process. We need a process that's supportive, that's helpful, but also we need something that's on the receiving end. So we identify someone who has these issues or we're concerned about them. We don't have the funding or the services or the programs to actually intervene and treat people.
But in the private sector, I would think it would behoove these HR departments to begin to say, we have to deal with mental illness.
Yes, well, we need training, we need education. I also think we need to modify our laws. I think we need to take a step back and we need to look at how can we get better access to information. I certainly agree we need to protect people's privacy and confidentiality.
Right.
But I think that needs to start to yield to the ability to make people part of a treatment team, part of a process where we can intervene and get help for someone.
As we see more people coming back in, especially veterans, we see a lot of PTSD. And what we saw with Major Nadal Hassan, that was obviously another issue as well, where you have somebody that has security clearance, goes in and then just sort of does what he does and did what he did. What do you say to that?
I say, again, we need to set up a system within an organization where people can feed in information, can look at that, can offer assistance, and again, we see this time and again, nobody connects the dots.
Well, thank you for being here so much. Mental health in the workplace, always red flags when we have stories like this, once again in the headlines. Carolyn Wolf here to discuss the issues and help us kind of sort through that with your perspective.
Thank you, Carolyn. And right now, we're coming up on 7:33. Like to do weather and traffic.